All right, this is the very last unit in the update we have to show off, and I can't seem to get it, like, no matter what. So thank you so much, Bishamu, for, first of all, getting lucky enough to have one, and also showing it up to us. And look at the unit. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that. That is so cool. But 8,000 damage, 7 seconds of cooldown, and 10 range. That is amazing. And apparently the first upgrade is full AoE, so very, very good. And it has Superior 2 on it, so do keep that in mind. So it is a little bit stronger than a default one, but Superior 2 isn't too bad. But it's doing a full AoE, so that means everything in its AoE is getting hit. Now, I'll go ahead and explain why it goes ahead and generates money. How you actually get this unit is you have to run the brand new Infinite mode, which isn't that hard, surprising. It's actually a lot easier than the Cape Canaveral Infinite. But when you run through Infinite, there's a chance for units to drop you portals, which work like all the other portals from like the Christmas event, the Chainsaw Man event. It works exactly like those, except One Punch Man units. And whenever you beat the map, you get the evolution items for all of the other units in the game, like Genos, Metal Knight, all of those. But there is also a chance for you to get a secret portal. And that is how you get this unit. You can join other people's portals too, and there's a chance for you to get it, but the owner always gets it. Now, this is a hybrid unit. Also, there's the attack. I forgot to turn the effects on. Look at the attack it has. It is so cool. Let's look at it. Oh, that is so nice. But this thing is a hybrid. Eventually, it does hit air units, but it's a hybrid. So at the start, it doesn't hit air. So do keep that in mind if you're bringing this for air damage. It doesn't start out on air, but once you upgrade it far enough, it actually hits airs, which is pretty cool. So we are going to be comparing it to Metal Knight, which does have some insane damage on it. Hopefully, it's pretty good, but let's go ahead and have it upgrade it. First upgrade, it takes the damage up to 19.3 thousand. Okay, that is a huge damage increase. It's double the damage. I think the cooldown is the same and 10.5 range, so not too bad. Let's do the next upgrade, which is 28,000 damage. That goes up by another 9,000. Cooldown went down by a second, so now it's 6.7, and then range went up by 1, so that's pretty good. Pretty short range overall, but I'm pretty sure it does get a lot better. Let's go ahead and have him do the next upgrade, which is 39.5 thousand damage, so another huge upgrade for damage. 6.7 cooldown and 12 range now. It went up by 1.1. All right, so the next attack actually changes the attack, and apparently it goes from a full AoE like that attack to a small circle, or a pretty big circle, actually, for how big that explosion was. Let's look at it again. Pretty cool. That is cool. That is a circle AoE, 53.5 thousand damage, 6.2 cooldown, and 27.2 range. So not too bad. Let's see the next upgrade, which is 56.5 thousand. That's a lot of damage, actually. Oh my gosh. Same cooldown, I think, and then 28.8 range. So the range is getting way better on this than at the start, which was only like 10. But let's do the next, where the damage is 69.4k. Not too bad. 5.8 cooldown and 29.3 range. So really good range, really good damage. Next upgrade, 84.7 thousand damage. I think the same cooldown and then 31.4 range. This thing is dealing a lot of damage. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see. Next upgrade becomes a hybrid. So this is the hybrid attack. Damage goes up by a lot, but let's look at the attack first. Okay, that's cool. So it's a multi-hit that hits airs. So once you get to this upgrade, it'll start hitting airs, which that is doing a very cool animation, but also a lot of damage. 121,000 damage every 7 seconds. Oh my gosh. That is 15,000 DPS, and there's also 34 range. That is insane. Let's do the next upgrade, which is 145,000 damage. Absolutely insane. Cooldown's a little bit higher than it was earlier, 7.2, and then 36.7 range. And there is one last upgrade, which is pretty expensive at 25,000 yen. So this is the last upgrade. So let's see what the last one is. 201,000 damage. So there we go. That is the maximum damage. 200,000 is insane. 7.2 cooldown and 41 range. That is a lot of range. Oh my gosh. To put it in perspective, here is the Poochie with, let's get around the same level. I have no money. I can't max it out, but there is 37 range. It would have another like 5 range on top of that. That would be insane. And the final DPS is 28,000 without any boost. It does have superior too, keep that in mind. But 28,000 DPS, and you can have 3 of them. Now, the total DPS on this unit is 84,000. That is actually really, really good. I'm pretty sure technically Machine Knight with all of his drones is stronger, but with Lord Boros, you don't have to wait for those drones to spawn for all the damage. So Lord Boros might actually be more consistent damage, but the Metal Knights do have a potential for more damage in this one. So that is the maximum stats. Let's go ahead and buff them by 10%, which raises the damage up to 221.9 thousand damage. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's a lot. 30.8 thousand DPS. That is actually insane. That's over 90,000 total. That's insane. So this thing is essentially a stronger Aizen, technically. It has more damage, and there are 3 of them, so it has more damage than Aizen. But there is one thing about this unit, is that it is a circle AoE instead of a full AoE. So like Aizen can hit everything in this area with a little bit less damage, instead of Boron, or Boros is his actual name, can only hit like this area instead. And Aizen does have his abilities, so Aizen is still technically better utility-wise, but Boron does appear to be a higher damage, but also cheaper version of Aizen. So really, really good, actually. I like the attack on it, too. The attack on it is really cool. This one is definitely worth getting to add to your team. Not entirely sure if it's better or worse than Metal Knight. I think it depends on the situation, but either way, both of them are absolutely insane on damage. By the way, here is like the rough range of a maxed out Boros. It's basically hitting from here all the way over to here, essentially. That is a huge range on a unit. Also, just to explain the Aizen a bit for a second, why I'm comparing to Aizen is because Aizen, currently from what I know, is like the highest damage unit in the game. Outside of like Dio and those units, of course. Like those units are kind of hard to use or just impossible to get. Aizen is the most accessible unit to get. That's like really, really good. But technically, I think Aizen is still better despite having quite a bit less damage and also being more expensive. Because like, for example, I'll use Pucci as example so you can see like the circle AoE. Boros is only hitting in this circle area, while Aizen can cover his entire range. While it is less range, it is still really, really good. So either unit is very, very good. I do technically think Aizen is still a little bit more useful than Boros, though, for most rounds. But let me know what you think. What do you think of Boros? I think he's absolutely insane. He looks so cool, too.